all you space engineers out there. Commander Kingfish here, and it is time to do another Space Engineers 2 update. I was going to do them every other week, but with this week's blocks that have come out, I think it's worthy of a update for this week. So this week they have released conveyors and adapters, and so it's been a much requested set of blocks. And this way they've got those out there. This will allow you to be able to start wiring up your ships and stuff, starting to get some of that stuff laid out. Now, once we get over into the game here, after I get done here, I'm not going to have much to wire in my ship. My ship is just basically a test ship to kind of learn the blocks and just start laying some stuff out. So let's get to what Marek has to say this week. The team is still working away on Vertical Slice 1.2 and 1.5, along with Vertical Slice 2. He was focusing on other projects this week, so he doesn't have as many SE2 updates. They've been accelerating or tweaking the acceleration-based camera shake feature, which creates camera movement proportional to the acceleration. The higher the acceleration produces more shake, which, that makes sense. It will be disabled for standard walking and running movements to help prevent annoyance. And I would certainly think that if it was in everything, then that really would be pretty annoying. But it will activate during higher acceleration scenarios like boost jetpack and stuff like that. The next step is balancing the effect to provide meaningful feedback without becoming overwhelming, which is what he's talking about. So they're carefully working on that, trying to enhance the immersion without being excessive. The V-Rage render team is doing a few experiments with clouds. So you can see that they're working away. They've spent a lot of time talking this week about the GUI and the HUD certification. They had a meeting with the UI artist and the game designers and programmers to discuss specific changes. Right now they have a lot of screens that don't have the proper layout, good proportions, or things like that. So they're looking to minimize that, or at least bring everything into a consistent basis. Like the back button is often over a horizontal line, kind of wonders where it should be. The same for the load button and the load game screen. Talks about there are too many font sizes. They want to narrow it down to a max of 3 to 5 sizes and use only those across the entire game. Too many colors, black, gradient of black, blue with some green, etc. So they want to narrow them down and make them consistent across the entire game, which really kind of, again, makes sense. The text size in the HUD, especially in the tooltips, they probably think is probably too small, especially for the console players. So they're pretty sure that wouldn't pass certification. So they need to improve that as well. The biggest work is to polish the screen layout because they've got many screens. The G screen, terminal, the game options, etc. They want it to be intuitive. Things that belong together should be framed together, and proper frame and background. So they also want to allow the players, just like we did in SE1, to be able to change the GUI background opacity, which will kind of make sense. He goes on to say that he knows that many of the players probably don't worry about that, but it's pretty important to them, and they want to make sure everything is very consistent and something that they can be very proud of. They continue to work on the planetary textures and biomes, so it's a big task, and they're still trying to get that ready for the Vertical Slice 2. So we will see how that all plays out. So let's go back up. There is a video here. I wanted to run the video. It's only about a minute long, and you'll be able to see what the conveyors and adapters look like, and they do some destruction on it, which looks pretty cool. So let me go ahead and click this and get this started playing. And we'll go up to full screen. Pretty cool, huh? I thought so. All right, so once I am over into the game, I'll catch back up with you over there and we'll take a closer look at the conveyors and adapters. Okay, here we are over into the game itself, and I've got all of these blocks laid out here. So we can start down here, and you can see that this is a adapter 2.5, and you can see they've got small conveyor ports on it as well as a large conveyor port. And if we fly up a little bit, you can see that there's a conveyor port there. And we come over here and you have a conveyor port. There's one on the bottom too as well. So there's conveyor ports all the way around on that. Now this is an adapter, and so it has a 1.5 meter adapter on one side, and then it's got the full adapter on the other side. We've got a conveyor node junction, and I'm assuming this is like the regular junction box that we had over in SE2 where you can connect in, except I think the difference on this, if we fly up, oh, this one does not have any small adapters on it, or small ports. But you can put a conveyor adapter on there, and then that will give you the small port. And I've done that down below down here, and we'll take a look at that. You've got a, let's get over here, a cross junction, which will allow you to connect into a basically a four-way connection coming in, and that's wrong way. That's both sides, top and bottom, or right, left, north, south, however you want to look at it. We also have a elbow here. Come on. I guess you're not going to let me see here. It's not going to pop up. So let's do it this way then. Let's open it up. This is going to be the large port. And if we scroll through here, oop, too far. There we go. So that is the conveyor curved 2 meters. So that's what we were looking at. That already had placed there on the deck. So let's hop out of this. That's that. Now we have, let's see, there we go. Then they've got a conveyor T-junction, a 2.5 meter. Again, this is some of the stuff that we had over in SE1. The models look really nice, and I think we're going to really have a lot of fun with that. Then we have, I think this is just the regular old conveyor tube. And again, I think I need to, if we go to 8, let's go through it. And there it is right there. If we roll that down, that's the conveyor tube straight, 2.5 meter. All right, so let's hop back out of there. Come over here. Then we have the 1/2 meter blocks. Again, these will connect up with the adapters, and you'll see that down here. But we have the tube, or is that, that's an elbow, just like on the large one. This is a conveyor node junction. The tube, that's a tube. And this is a T-junction. And then you have a cross junction. So basically you've got the small block, and then you got the large block on these conveyor junctions. And then you've got the adapter down there. Now I've went ahead and just threw something together here because I had this assembler sitting here, and then I had this cargo bin right here. Now I did run into a bit of a problem. So I did have railings going along, and so when I placed that cargo bin out there, this was off by 1 block. So if we do this, let's go 9, and I do control, Each one of these little squares, I was off by one when I placed this down, so that wasn't quite lining up because I had the assembler put over without a railing over here. So I was able to, I took that railing out and just moved that over one block, and everything lined up perfectly. So I did that. Again, nothing's functional. And if we go downstairs on the base here, I threw in a conveyor tube going up to the assembler, which probably, I think I have this down here, which is the refinery, which I just threw a drill on there just because. I haven't, obviously these are not functional. So that's a little something to take a look at on these conveyor ports and conveyor tubes and junction. While we're at it, let me just give you a little bit of an update on the abomination over here. I did some more work on it. I extended it out, and I think that makes it look a little bit better. I've cleaned up the side ports here. I've put screens across this whole thing here, so that looks better. I think the thing that I did the most is I made some turret-looking things. Obviously, they're non-functional, but I added those into here. And then if we come down here to the end, I've added some turrets in here with some lights. I don't have any real doors to put onto this thing yet, and once I get doors, then this will kind of get remodeled. Now, this probably is not a real functional cargo ship per se. I've kind of modeled it after, think of these big cargo container ocean liner ships, and so that you can load up the hulls. You would have a mechanism at the port that would pick up and bring these on board and stack these, and so that's what this is really kind of designed. This really is not an efficient cargo hauler per se. Once at least, well, but we'll find out. Who knows? Maybe in SE2 we'll be able to load these with another mechanized vehicle of some sort, and then you can have this cargo ship hauling across the galaxies or across the solar systems from port to port. I also put bracing in, to give it some structure. I put these tubes in and put a bracket in so that you could see that right there. Anyway, that's a little bit more done on the old abomination. So I think that's about going to wrap things up today. Hopefully you're finding these informational. I'm kind of excited about SE2 as it's progressing along. I know I've been having fun just kind of building away, trying to create a ship and just kind of learning the blocks themselves, because I want to be comfortable with what we have. Once survival rolls out, I'm going to be ready to go and to start a scenario, and which I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. All right, well, I think that brings us to the end today. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video a lot. And please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, all you space engineers out there, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.